for your family's comfort. Brought to you by Ruud and Modern Heating and Plumbing.
Hello and welcome to this edition of For Your Family's Comfort, brought to you by Modern Heating and Plumbing and by Ruud Heating and Air Conditioning Products.
Well, now I guess the weather is taking a little turn and It's time to talk about heating.
Change of season.
Yep.
That's right.
In the past shows, we've been talking so much about air conditioning to keep your home comfortable. Well, today we're going to talk about a little bit about furnace types and the reason you want a certain style of furnace to keep your home comfortable.
And typically what has been sold for years and years is a single stage furnace, and that means that when your thermostat calls for heat, the furnace comes on until the thermostat is satisfied, and then it shuts off.
And I know with those, lots of times you can feel the air actually cool down in your home, you know it must be about time for the furnace to come on.
Exactly.
Because you can feel it, and then it warms up, and the furnace shuts off, and then your home cools back down again. So it's not totally, doesn't keep all parts of your home comfortable.
Right, and that happens, Kathy, exactly what you say, when the furnace isn't running at its maximum capacity. And we size a furnace to heat your house when it's 30 or 40 below, but that hardly ever happens. So most of the time the furnace is oversized.
And so it comes on and shuts off.
Right, and so it's on for a pretty short period of time, and that's when you have that cooling effect. So the best way to combat that is to go to a two-stage furnace that can run at partial capacity most of the time, because then the capacity of the furnace is more closely matched to the heating requirements of your home.
So that does a better job of getting rid of those cold spots in your homes, or evenly distributing the heat throughout your home.
That's right, because you've got lower capacities, so you have longer run times. And then in addition to that, it's got a very electrically efficient blower motor.
Yeah, and I don't know if our viewers have heard about these new motors. There's a lot of buzz about it because there are rebates available, and they're called ECM motors. And what does that stand for?
That stands for electronically commutated motor.
I don't know if that means anything
what
to
you. What it means is it's kind of a variable speed motor. And because it doesn't run at full capacity all the time, it ramps up to the speed it needs to be, and it ramps down again when it's done, and it uses way less power than a normal motor does. But the best part of it is, this furnace is a little bit more expensive, of course, than a single-stage furnace, but every REA and the Detroit Lakes Power Company has a nice rebate that's available, and I think it's about $150 for every furnace that has an ECM motor.
Yeah, if you have that motor. It's a real green motor and uses less power, so the utility companies really, really like it.
Right. So the comfort, the benefits of a two-stage furnace is that it's more comfortable, it's more quiet, it's more energy efficient because of that motor, and you get a rebate for it.
You get a rebate. Some, not all, but some still do qualify for that $300 tax credit through the end of the year.
Not you have to check with your tax provider for that.
Yep, but you have to.
And another thing, just before we close it, I want to say, no matter what kind of furnace we install, whatever kind of Ruud furnace we install, we always put it on these little feet that are down at the bottom of the furnace, and what's important there is that it keeps it off of a cold, clammy basement floor and protects the bottom of that furnace from rusting. So that's just another extra that you get whenever you get a furnace installed by Modern Heating and Plumbing.
We'll see you next week. Stop by our showroom at 1040 Randolph Road, or give us a ring, 218-847-7459.